Hello, everybody. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. Welcome along. We have transfer news, not quite a done deal yet, but looking very, very close to going through. So I'm going to go ahead and do my analysis on this one. And hey, if it doesn't go through, I'll have egg on my face. But Kieffer looks pretty much certain now to go to Cardiff. Wigan, obviously, administration, relegation, and players going out left, right and centre. Sadly for them, Kieffer was at the top of quite a few people's lists. QPR, Neil Warnock, ex-Cardiff manager at Middlesbrough. But it looks like the pull of Cardiff City is going to come up trumps here. Kieffer is a Welsh international without necessarily being very Welsh. But the year 2 parachute payments might be a factor, and also does seem a good fit for a tall, good target man to go and play for a manager like Neil Harris. And this is what Sky reported this morning, amongst other reliable sources here. Wigan Athletic forward Kieffer on his way to Cardiff for a medical. Wigan have given Moore until 5 p.m. today to get the deal done with Cardiff. 28-year-old turned down the chance to join QPR last month, and Stoke, I didn't mention them, did I? Pulled out of a deal earlier this month. Fee is expected to be £2 million. I am recording at about 2:30 now, so we suspect this could be done by the end of the day, but you never know. It could still take a while indeed. More for Wigan last year. There are his stats. 32 starts. I think he signed close to the end of the transfer window and took a while before they actually got him in the team. But decent there, 10 goals, 4 assists as well. League high as a target man. Look at that. Aerials 1, 8.3. Top of that list ahead of Lukas Jutkovic, who does tend to dominate that. And in terms of the who scored ratings as well, 7.25. Very good. Put it this way, he had a very good season, and there's very much a sense with Kieffer's career. He's been a really, really good late bloomer coming from non-league right the way through. Now 28, and he looks very much ready for this, and he's risen up to be a very decent, serviceable championship striker. Now, there you go. You can see Dorchester, Yeovil, Viking. I think that was that a loan, or no, it looks like it was a full move. Forest Green, Torquay on loan. And then, look, there is my team, Ipswich. Took a punt on him there. 10 grand. In he comes. Big turnaround in that one. Sadly for Kieffer, when he was at Ipswich, Waghorn, Garner, Selina, McGoldrick, all ahead of him. You'll know if you know anything about Ipswich. None of them were here, are there now. All done there. In fact, Garner with more Wigan until, well, we think 5 p.m. today, possibly. But look, I'm not going to be biased and partisan about this. Ipswich have done many dumb things in the I don't know, the last decade or so. This isn't necessarily one of them, I have to say. The Kieffer, who is now a serviceable championship striker, wasn't when he was at Ipswich. Put it that way. They didn't let go a clanger here, because he went away and he's earned himself this move. You can see there he went out on loan to Rotherham. Sublime. Look at that. Rotherham are going to get promoted in that season. And 13 goals in 16 League One games there on a run. So brilliant job on loan at Rotherham. Then full transfer out to Barnsley from Ipswich after the loan completes. They get relegated first off, but then again down in League One. Excellent stuff. 19 in 35 league games. And you can see right at the bottom there the full Wales call up there. And then this season, another transfer, very well travelled. Barnsley were not afraid to sell, were they? And it worked for them in the end. They survived. And there are this season's figures. You can see back half of the season, particularly November onwards, where most of those goals come. Really, really good stuff. And this always helps. I call this the Richard Wright theory. I once saw Richard Wright, the Ipswich goalkeeper, have an absolute blinder at Highbury against Arsenal, and then sign for Arsenal in the summer. Kieffer Moore, 2 goals down at Cardiff this season. Not any 2 goals there. Look at that, 15th of February. But the first one, look at that. That's been crossed in low from the right-hand side. You can see the crossing player with both feet off the ground there. He's going to backheel that past Sean Morrison and into the corner. And he repeats the feat. Look at that. Mid-air backheel there. That ball crossed in from the right-hand side. Utterly brilliant goal, that one. I think what we're saying is that not just the target man, as in terms of in the first instance, you know, using to build up your attacks and playing in and off Kieffer Moore, but really improved as a finisher. And if you give him even half good service, he will put the goals in. In terms of Wigan, I've said already, this is sad, isn't it? You can see Jensen Weir and Joe Gelhardt, the really decent young players going out there, and it is an exodus amongst the administration. Kieffer Moore is a jewel in the crown. We're expecting possibly Anthony Robinson to go, maybe Sam Morsey. Lots of good players at Wigan. Michael Jacobs, Kieran Dowell was there on loan. He's already gone off to Norwich. You're going to see a lot of the Wigan team that played so well in the second half of this season playing at different clubs at a decent level next season. Cardiff went on a really good run, didn't they, to get into 5th place, capitalising on a pretty slow pace in terms of the playoff positions. Remember, Swansea would have been the joint lowest ever point scorers to win the playoffs had they managed to do it. Forest's almighty collapse and the rising tide at the bottom all leads to that. But Cardiff, the best of the rest there below that top 4, finishing in 5th place. But, and it's been the same even in the promotion under Neil Warnock. There, Lee Tomlin, the top scorer this season with 9. Danny Ward, not trusted to start, only 8 starts there, but 7 goals. Hoylett then is a winger, isn't he? Rolls is a central midfielder. Glatzel was where the money was spent, 24 starts and 7 goals. I think maybe he will improve next season, but Callum Patterson, who's just not a striker, is he, for my money, had been used up there, and there's Josh Murphy as well. So you can see no real prolific in any way striker there with a number 10 in Tomlin, the top scorer. So the need to bring in a striker. There are Cardiff's parachute payments. You can see after the last relegation, they took 3 of them. Oh, in fact, that would be 4, wouldn't it, in 13-14? But up for 1 season, so 42 million. We expect another 35 to come in. Will they now trust Neil Harris, having him got them into 5th place, to let him spend? He has a reputation for direct football, very up and at him at Millwall, not necessarily a Warnock type direct, maybe a bit more front foot and a bit more in terms of the press and speeding the game up, rather than Warnock's always like to slow the game down and work on restarts and stopping the flow of the other team amongst his other tactics. So I think this will be a very, very decent signing for Cardiff. It seems to suit everybody except Wigan, doesn't it? But nothing really suits Wigan at the moment. They're going through the mill. I feel sorry for their fans with the administration. But I think for Kieffer Moore, it's a good signing. And I say more power to him coming from non-league and really having that sort of late rise in his career. Good luck to him. Definitely a serviceable championship striker now. And Cardiff with parachute payments, looking at the playoffs, they need a body in there up front. And if they can get a reduced fee, Kieffer Moore, due to an administration, I think that suits him. It suits Neil Harris and it suits Cardiff as well. Doesn't really help Wigan, does it? But that story is going to roll on and on as we find more about their rather dubious ownership over there. That is my thoughts on Kieffer Moore's arrival at Cardiff. I will eat humble pie and take this video down if the transfer doesn't go through. Could collapse at the last minute. We've seen it happen before. So for anyone who wants to get in the comments and go, I'm in my best faith trying to make a good bit of content. And if it doesn't go through, it doesn't go through. Not the end of the world, is it? A few plugs before we finish. You can support me via Super Chat on live streams, and this will go up as a premiere. So you can go in after the effect, just click the dollar button, and you can contribute there. You can subscribe on Patreon, growing numbers of people on Patreon. Why I'm giving this a go as a YouTuber. Now, I've got 11,200 subscribers. That 10,000 behind me is outdated, which is great because it shows that we're growing. That is wonderful, and I thank each and every one of you who subscribed, but it's not enough to keep me in a living. I've lost my job because of COVID, so we're trying to do the Patreon alongside as well. So please do support if you can. What is totally free is to like this video, get involved in the comments. I'm a passionate advocate of being nice online. I don't think enough people are doing enough to call out people's awful behavior online. Speak to me and speak to other commenters like you would face to face. Absolutely no need to be a jerk. If you A, disagree with an opinion, fine. Discuss it in a civil way. Or B, if you think you know more, if you're a Cardiff fan or a Wigan fan or a Rotherham fan or a Barnsley fan, you think you know more about this subject than me or the commenters, fantastic. Educate us. Don't yell at us for not knowing as much as you, because that happens a lot online, and I must bang that drum every time I'm on here. So Cardiff close in on Kieffer. We expect the transfer to be done very, very soon. And maybe I'll change the name of the video to Cardiff sign Kieffer as and when it's done, but trying to get ahead of the curve. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Get your thoughts in on this impending and hopefully by the time you're watching completed transfer. Over and out.